Hey, greetings and salutations to you people of the interwebs. So today we're taking a look at this gal. This is Transformers R.E.D. Robot Enhanced Design Transformers Prime Arcee. So if you're not familiar with the Transformers R.E.D. line or Red line, this is a line of non-transforming figures, to go along with like figures like G.I. Joes and Star Wars and all that type of thing. So, apes a lot of like the packaging details. It's just like a look at the figure in robot mode with a load of accessories and kind of posability. Is supposed to be, that's its trade-off for not being able to transform. Is kind of like the accuracy of the sculpt and the kind of accessories and fun that you can have with it and posability. So we're going to take a look. Now, I bought these two together. I bought Arcee and I bought Cheetor. I believe these are Walmart exclusives in the US of A. I think the entire line is. And so they're not available in England. But these two, I think you could have got. You can get Prime and Megatron and Soundwave in the UK. But these two have yet to be given any kind of solicitation, easy for me to say, within the UK. So I ordered these. I bought these on eBay. Paid a little bit more than the street prices for them, and then a bit more again on tax and transportation. So, yeah. So I'll be looking at Cheetah in a couple of days, but today it's Arcee's turn. So I quite like the box. Got a nice clear window. I think because maybe the blues and the greys of the figure just doesn't quite pop as much as Cheetah's yellows. But you get a good view of the figure pretty much head to toe. Then you've got also this side window here that shows off all the different accessories and different arms / hands. So that's kind of groovy. And yeah, I think we're going to get into it. So Transformers Prime Arcee, played by the wonderful Summerlee Montano. Probably might be pronouncing that surname incorrectly. It's absolutely fantastic character. She was kind of this very strong figure who also incredibly hurt and vulnerable because she lost several partners during the Great War, the latest of which was Cliffjumper in episode 1. It's a spoiler, yeah. And so she was very kind of withdrawn, not wanting to make those connections again with other people. And then Jack came along, who was kind of a reluctant hero to start with, and kind of their bond, she became his protector, was quite sweet. It was quite sweet, and a lot of development along the way as she went from this, hard-ass warrior but emotionally vulnerable character to be, the hero that she was always meant to be. So we've got like a kind of design thing on the backdrop in grey. So like a blueprint in grey, as it were, a grey print. So we see various bits of hands and stuff, and a body and arms and head designs. And we get the figure itself in this clamshell. I think this is obviously made by different people than make the standard figures, because it appears there is only one twisty tie, but it's a bugger. Let's come at it from the back. Okay. And then she's in this tight. Like worried about. Oh dear. Oh. Don't know why I can do that. So, yeah, she is. It's a bit of wiggly waggly here. Oh, and then her chest popped off. Did that coming out of the package as well. It's just a peg, and who knows why is that even a feature? Stay on. Don't want to get kicked off YouTube. Right. Okay. So first impressions is this plastic is very rubbery. Look at that. Oh, a bit loose here. Not much of a smell to it sometimes. Just gotta smell the plastic, man. Gotta sniff the plastic occasionally. And yeah. Right. Okay. I think that let's just use it back in here. That head sculpt there, that is pretty cool. That is how I remember the character in the show. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. They've got some good paint on it. I like how they've done the eyes. Let's see. So this on. Let's I think that's just a ball joint up there. Don't think there's a swivel in there as well. So she can't. She can look down a little bit. Look straight up. There's a bit of wiggle waggle there. These bits of bike kibble don't go anywhere. I like the attention to detail wheel detail here. There's a wheel right in the arch of her back there. That's pretty cool. There's a swivel here at the waist. I don't know if this is an ab crunch or not. I'm going to take this off actually, because it's like there's a joint to go back, to lean back, but it doesn't actually stay anywhere. So that might just need warming up. That there's a butterfly there at the shoulder, and then there's probably a ball joint. Yep, it just gives an all around, but there's not much. Kind of, you can get a little bit of up. You can raise it up a little bit, go down. You can go all the way around. So it's got plenty of movement there. There's a single joint here at the elbow that goes like proper 180. There's a swivel there. There's a swivel joint at the wrist in and out. It's got trigger fingers here. This waist piece is kind of a floating piece. so then she can get out that far. Do they have a drop down on the legs? There's no. Is there a drop? It kind of looks like there's trying to be a drop down. Legs, there's a swivel here at the thigh. A deep, well, not that deep, knee bend goes there, but that's a bit loose as well. And there's a bend here at the toe. The toe can point, and it can also swivel. We can't take the entire ankle with it, so it's just the toe. So it's like the illusion of foot articulation, really. You do that with a toe. Yeah, all in all, I like the way she looks. But you know, there's this kind of rubbery feeling to the plastic, which kind of hinders the articulation because you don't know how far the joints are going, and it's just a bit weird because it's like, who's making this? Who's designing this? Why are they making this? Because, you know, obviously Hasbro have all these other properties. You know, they've got Marvel Legends, they've got Star Wars, they've got G.I. Joe, they've got, I said Star Wars Black Series, probably, Power Rangers. They're making all these figures, but it doesn't feel like the team that are making any of those have worked on this. It doesn't feel that way. So it's kind of, if you're going to make Transformers action figures, get your best guys on it. You know, get your guys who've had experience of making those. It just doesn't feel like they've got the same amount of experience as the people who have been making those figures. And I know, even though, you know, she's humanoid, she has got very different kind of needs than a Marvel Legends figure or a G.I. Joe figure, because, you know, all the sculpting is, you know, it's got all these other dynamic kind of proportions and stuff like that, and, you know, thickness of arms and legs and stuff like that. But it just doesn't quite. Yeah. Anyway, so we've got these accessories. The main one is this purple cola cube. I presume that's the Allspark kind of thing. Yeah, it's all in translucent plastic. We've got a couple of blasters here, which don't have handles on them. They've just got replacement they can just replace the hands, I think. We've got these, which on the back of the box, these are blast effects to go on the swords, but on the box, the translucent plastic, in real life they're just this dull grey plastic. And we've got arm blades. So I presume we can stick our arm blades in here. Is that the way they're around? Don't they go that way around? They go this way around. So they plug in quite well. So it looks like there's a stress mark on that one. But Right, and yeah, so these blast effects go on here. So you can just go, oh look, there's some grey plastic on the end of that blade. That's a bit of a fail. So you can take your hands out. And give her a gun hand. Instead, it seems a bit big, but can't quite remember from the show. So yeah, unfortunately, I think first impressions on this, it's okay as an action figure, but for the similar price, the action figures you can get from Hasbro themselves are a lot better. I mean, I like all the paint. There's touches of gold. You know, the grey comes out really well, which is hard to do. Grey is hard to come out really well because I mean, you look, the grey doesn't come out really well on these blades here, but it comes out really well on, you know, on the gun. Because I think that's painted, or it could just be the colour of plastic and a different. There's definitely a different colour of grey painted on, but I don't know if the rest of the grey is also painted on that. Yeah, so the grey that's painted comes out really well. It's got good, the sculpt, I think. The actual sculpt, I think, is really good. The details where they chose, you know, they chose to pick out. But the material, I can't tell how well articulated this is because of just how rubbery the material is. It's just gummy, and so I think some articulation just doesn't work as well as it should do because of the material that's been used on there. I think there's bits and stuff that should be going on, but because you just, rather than it doesn't move the way it would do if it was a higher quality material. That's what's let this figure down. Comparisons. So this is with Transformers R.E.D, Transformers Prime, Robots in Disguise line, Arcee, who I love this figure. I think this figure's great. One that's been on my shelf for a long time. This will not be replacing her. No. I think the articulation is pretty much the same. She's got some, you know, stuff going on in the waist here. And whereas, you know, the show, that's, you know, the head sculpt's more show accurate here. Not to say this head sculpt isn't show accurate, but they've, you know, picked out the details more. But other than that, I just like how, you know, this has like cut out sections on the legs, how thin the arms are and stuff like that. Yeah, so I think this figure still does it better. Sort of comparison with a Deluxe Class Siege Sideswipe, with the rest of the size companions here. With a Marvel Legends figure. Yeah, with Shatterstar, poor Shatterstar. He got royally fucked over in Deadpool 2, did he? Did he not? Yes, he did. With the Dreadnought Dread Pirate, Zanzibar, if you wanted to scale with some classic G.I. Joe scale figures. I think if you got a Jack in this scale, that would actually look quite good. Not correct to how it was in the show, but I think it looked quite cool. Yeah, and finally, because look, for a similar current figure, a similar price point, G.I. Joe figure, Zartan, his name almost escaped me. Hasbro, you've got to do better because Hasbro's doing better than you. I mean, there must be some infighting between these departments. I tell you. Imagine them, you know, at lunchtime, the fights break out in the cafeteria, and someone goes, "Oh, look at this that we've produced." You know, the other departments laugh at them. Who have you got to make that cheap material? Fuck's sake, Team Transformers, what are you doing? Yeah. Well, that's been a roller coaster, hasn't it? I hope you've enjoyed the video. Hopefully, maybe they'll get imported to the UK, so you too can be slightly disappointed. So let's open up Cheetor tomorrow, and not tomorrow, Thursday. We're gonna get into Cheetor on Thursday and see how he holds up. Until then, remember you can like, comment, subscribe, ring the bells, all that rubbish. But what you can do is be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes, and because you deserve it, let's bump fists, shall we? Bestow! Bestow!